In this video here, we're going to take a look at finding percent change. So this is typically going to talk about when something has increased or decreased, and we want to describe the increase or decrease in a different way. So let's say in 2015, Mr. Barge bought an Orioles hat that cost $11. And let's say I went back at the start of the 2016 season, and that same Orioles hat cost $15. Now, obviously, the price increased. I want to know by what percent did the price increase. So there's a couple different ways we can do this. I'm going to start by showing you a percent bar because we've dealt with those before. We know with our percent bar, the first thing I can put on here is I know I'm talking about $0, 0%, and 100%. Okay? When I'm using a percent bar to figure out percent change, the 100% is always going to be the original. Okay, or where it started. In this case, it started at $11. Okay? Now, I know it increased, so I'm going to add on to my bar, and the new price was $15. Okay? That's going to be what percent? That's the first thing I need to figure out, and this is going to kind of be a two-step problem here. So I'm going to solve this by finding my scale factor. The scale factor from 11 to 15 is 1.36. I don't like that. I'm going to convert that to 1 4/11. And I'm going to write that on both my lines. And then I'm going to multiply that by my 100%. And now it's okay to convert it back. My new percentage is 136, and I'm just going to round it to 0.4%. Right? That's where I'm at now, but that's not my final answer. Remember, I want to find the change. And in order to find the change in something, we need to subtract. We know that the operation for change is subtract. So I'm going to take the 136 and subtract where I started, which was the 100. And I'm going to see that this was a 36.4% increase in price. Okay? So there's how I can start finding a percent increase. The process is the same if we talk about a decrease. Right? So let's say let's do the hats again, and let's say this time the 2016 hat was $15. That's where it was. But now I'm going back on opening day this year, and the 2017 hat has been reduced. It's only $13 now. Now I have a decrease. I want to know what is the decrease in price. So again, when I use a percent bar for this, money's on the top in this case, percents are on the bottom. The 100% is always going to be my original, which was $15. But this time I'm decreasing, so my price has to be smaller. So I'm going to go within, I said 13, I'm going to go within my percent bar. And again, I'm trying to find X percent. Arrows again, same process here. This time I'm going to do 13 divided by 15 to give me my scale factor of 0.86 repeated, or times 13 fifteenths. Times 13 fifteenths. 13 fifteenths. Multiply that by 100. Convert it to my decimal. And I'm going to say that X here is equal to 86. And I'll go with 0.7% rounded. Right? That's not my answer. Once again, remember, the last thing we have to do is we have to find that change. So we're going to take the 100 and subtract off the 86.7%. I know when I do this, 100 minus 86.7 is going to give me 13.3% decrease. Okay? There are other ways to do this, and you may figure out some of those as you go along. But I think the easiest way for right now is to go ahead and use your percent bar.